Wide-Eyed is quite a cool story. It's been a long process, this one, almost 3 years. So we started the song kind of end of 2017, sort of around the same time we were writing Thankful and those songs. And I just remember having this song idea, and it wasn't very good at first, but it was one of those ones where we kind of just kept on working at it and kept on trying different angles, and you know, it was kind of one of those ones where that whole concept was thrown out the window, and then we started with a new idea but kept this sort of element of it, and then it was like that for a couple of weeks, but then we subbed in the concept man, Keenan Stevenson.
Yeah, I just remember these guys sending me a demo, and there were some nice melodies in it, and I think there would have been a lyric in the demo that really triggered a thought for me about being wide-eyed, full of faith, and looking at the world with a real filter of faith, and kind of going against the grain in terms of what's kind of normal.
Yeah, and that concept was really what the song was missing. This whole kind of idea that I still believe like the child I used to be idea really resonated with me, because I think there's this sort of trend that you see where, you know, you meet God when you're in youth and you're in high school or whatever, and you have this amazing life-changing experience, and then you start to get a couple of years of Christian living under your belt, and then I think the natural progression that people have in their minds is like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit less crazy than I used to be because like I've been doing this God thing for a little while. I kind of know what I'm doing now, and then naturally people expect you to sort of settle down in your faith, if you will. But I love the idea of going against the grain, where as you get older and as you understand more about God, your faith actually grows, and it's like, man, I have this depth of knowledge and I understand more about life. But the more that I understand about life and the more I see, my faith just goes deeper, because you know, the Bible says to have childlike faith, and I think the faith of a child to look up at God and be wide-eyed and knowing like, man, I can trust you with anything, I think is incredible. And I love the idea. This is actually sort of one of the overarching concepts of the album, or what we wanted is we wanted it to be really, really simple, but also very deep. And I think it's these simple, deep truths where it's like, God is crazy big and outside of our understanding, absolutely. But there's an amazing simplicity about just, he is always good, and we can always trust him, and he has the ultimate authority over everything. And that's something that I really like about the declaration of Wide-Eyed, where it's like, yeah, I think it's really simple, but it's also deep.
Yeah, I remember just thinking about, you know, Jesus telling us to have faith like a child, and you know, a bit of a trend we'd noticed with a lot of Christian music at the time was that, you know, when you start writing music when you're young, it's full of hope, full of life, full of energy, and we noticed kind of a few albums in, or as those people get older. You know, because as you do start to get into your 20s, which was where kind of we were at the time, early 20s, you know, life does get a bit harder. You start to get a lot more responsibility. You know, you got to pay rent. You're not just living off mum and dad. And so starting to experience life, we noticed that with a lot of people our age, it was just kind of starting to write more about, you know, the challenges of life, and how that can weigh you down, and trying to be a bit more real with your faith. But we just thought, as Josh was saying, actually no, I think the challenge, as Jesus says, is actually as we get older, is to return to having faith like a child. And so we thought, no, actually as I get older, you know, despite life getting harder and us experiencing the challenges that come with life and the twists and turns, we thought, no, actually we're gonna stay wide-eyed, we're gonna stay full of faith. And so, yeah, the message of the song's been really important for us as Christians, and we hope that it's really important for people as well, that you get older, life gets harder, but that doesn't mean you shrink back your faith.
Yeah.
You stay wide-eyed, you stay full of faith. You stay like the child you used to be, head full of dreams. And conceptually, that's what we just love about the song, and we hope it really stirs faith with people.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything about the music, David?
Yeah, I think conceptually, obviously, it's a really exciting song, and so I think, especially for that pre-chorus, I'm going to say wide-eyed and full of faith. That to me is a really exciting line. So we want to feel that excitement as you listen to the music and as you sing it along with it. Where I'm going with this, I don't know.
It's cool. I kind of helped with the song, and then these guys finished it off for camp a few years ago. And the music was a little bit different back then. And one of the young guys in the youth at the time just came up to me and he said, "Hey man, hey, we really like that song, but I've been talking with some of the guys, and we really don't like that turnaround in the song. So if you could just kind of talk to the guys and change it, then we'd think it'd be a lot better." So I was just laughing.
I'm wondering who the we as a whole movement, we don't like it. Who's we?
So I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, okay, the kids don't like it. And since we write music for the youth, for Equippers Revolution, it was definitely like, okay, let's, we'll change it, man. We'll get around to it. It took a few years to get around to changing the music.
He got his wish.
This was one of the, this kid would mention it quite often, like, hey, come on, man, I told you to, why isn't it done? But this was quite a rare story, one that we like, where we did the song and we smashed it at camp and lots of kids loved it. And then it kind of died a little bit and then we didn't do it for a while. But it actually had a resurgence because a lot of people were saying, oh, bring back the faithful song, the wide-eyed song. So then we decided it was actually worth putting some more time into it and changing that chorus and some of the beats, I think, really gave it a new life, and we're really happy with it now. So.
Yeah, I'm glad we worked on it, and because it really fits in well with the concept, as Josh was saying. It's about simple songs, but the songs that bring clarity to our faith.
Yeah,
and that's hugely important. So that's why I died.